Hey everyone, welcome back to Addie P's Real Estate Tea, where today I just want to briefly touch upon the June 2020 market report. Before I get into that video, however, if you like what you hear in this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. Also hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos on this channel. And if you're watching from Instagram, you already know. Drop me a heart, show your girl some love. All right. Now, June 2020, we saw the reopening in most parts of the state and the economy and so forth, with jobs reopening and so forth. So that's definitely some good news. Real estate continued to be robust during this time, even during some periods of COVID. So we definitely are on an upswing with things. It looks pretty good in comparison to our COVID-ridden previous months, where people were scared to even leave their homes, let alone think about purchasing a property. Although, like I said, we did still see some pretty strong numbers during that time, minus the showing activity. Now, in regard to listings, we did see a small uptick in listing activity. I think that that small uptick is coming from some of those folks who decided to wait, who were going to list during the time that we had COVID, but probably said, nah, let's hold off until we see how things pan out with that. So they listed now that we're in the green. So I think that that's where that slight uptick is coming from. Reason being that the inventory levels in comparison to June of 2019 actually shrank almost by half, at 48.5% to 991 units. And along with that, the month supply also shrank in comparison to June of 2019 to 44.4% at 1.5 months worth of inventory. So sellers, it's now is the time, if you are thinking about listing, to definitely do so, because the median sales price also increased. That increased 9.3% in comparison to June of 2019 to 237,000. So that's great news. So not only do you have the buyer demand there, but you also have the incentive of the median sales price increase to, really have some incentive to list. So definitely consider that. I often talk about this when I talk about my market reports, is that, if you are in the market to list your home and you're kind of on the fence about it, to definitely sit down with a real estate professional, review your options and so forth, ask for a pair, contact me. I'll let you know exactly what that is. But you want to know what your options are, of course. You want to know where you're going to stand. You want to be on the winning side of things. That's totally understandable. But please, definitely reach out with any questions. So again, we're looking pretty good. From the seller side of things, though, I think that aside from COVID, I think that the lag that we have seen and will continue to see is some of the folks who are sellers have not fully recovered from the 2008 crash, where they, maybe did not lose their home, but cannot come from underneath that house either. Maybe there's credit situations, putting them in a position where they cannot refinance, maybe get a cheaper rate. There's a lot of variables there, but, the crowd that we normally would have in that regard, who would be selling at this point, are not, because again, if you can't afford to do so, you're not going to. You have to kind of remain where you're at. One other note, aside from this market report, I have been reporting and kind of doing some videos on eviction relief, mortgage foreclosure relief, and so forth. Well, this article just came out from the Morning Call over the weekend in regard to a statewide moratorium that Governor Wolf has issued an extension on the eviction moratorium and foreclosure moratorium, extending that period of time, which was originally July 25th to August 31st. So that is great news. So if you are in the need of help to avoid eviction or to avoid foreclosure, I did a video a few weeks ago on a program through PHFA. You can go to their website, which I will link that in the description box, phfa.org, and there is a red banner there in the middle of the page. You click on that red banner, and there are two sets of applications, one for renters and their landlords, and the other for homeowners. But you provide information, and at least if you are affected at least with a 30% or more of income reduction, then you qualify for the program in order to help you, with rental payments or mortgage payments. Part of this money that is being allocated for this program comes from the CARES Act. So definitely take advantage of that. If it's there and you need the help, get it. Okay, it's there. Also, there's a program that I reported on Friday for our local folks here in the Lehigh Valley. You contact New Bethany Ministries, and they help with eviction prevention. And there were some other things too, which I will link that video in the description box for you all to reference to. So again, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for your support. And I look forward to reporting back to you all with some more real estate tea. Until then, have a blessed day all.